Hello, it's Kim,
And I'm Denise.
and we are
It's
Real.
Real.
Join us as we bring the Bible to life.
And discover Jesus in both the Old and New Testament.
Hello, I'm Kim.
And I'm Denise.
And this is
It's Real.
Yes, it is real. And we're continuing our journey through the book of Genesis.
That's right, we're at Noah. So we all know what happened with Noah. It was the flood. Flood time.
It was flood time. So we're starting in chapter 5, verse 25. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. And after he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Lamech lived 182 and had a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. After he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
They were really old when they had kids.
Yes, they were.
Chapter 6, verse 1 to 8. Now it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were very beautiful. And they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit will not strive with man forever, for he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping things and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
That's the first time I've heard the word grace.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, first mention of grace. How beautiful.
it's a good thing, because we wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for Noah.
Finding
grace.
Finding grace, thank you. Yeah. And then the whole rest of the book is about his grace.
Yes.
What a blessing.
Yes, absolutely. So here we find, once again, the line of a particular family line, and this is the line that comes from Adam, obviously, to his son Seth, and then down to Noah. So this is the line of Christ. If you follow this line throughout the Bible, ends up being the line of Messiah. So this is the line. So verse 28. Lamech, it just talks about how long he lived. Now, he was the son of Methuselah, the man who lived the longest, and his name was Lamech, and he had a son named Noah. Now, it's interesting that he named Noah, this one will comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands because of the ground which the Lord cursed. I wonder if he thought he was a Messiah.
I wonder.
I mean,
That sounds like it.
that's a
doesn't it?
pretty heavy name.
That's a pretty heavy name. Give us comfort concerning our work and the toil of our hands.
Yeah. That really sounds Messiah-like. Yeah. He was probably hoping.
Very well could be. Yes.
Yeah. So obviously, this line, the people in this line of Messiah, were able to commune with God
Yes.
because God gave him that name to give to his son. So then Noah, after he begot Noah, of course, he lived 590 years, and he had lots of other kids. And then, so verse 31, Lamech's years were 777 years, and that sounds like completion.
If you know the word is seven is the number of completion.
In verse 32, it says Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Yes.
And then in verse 1 of chapter 6,
The men began to multiply, and the daughters were born to them. And the sons of God saw that they were good. What is that reference to? Sons of God? That's different.
Well, this is kind of the backstory of the flood. Kind of the nitty-gritty of what is going on. We have a lot of wickedness on the earth at this time. And, it was more than just the things that people could think of to do that were wicked. It was definitely fueled by a demonic presence. And this sons of God actually refers to fallen angels. And the way that we know that is in the Hebrew, this word for sons of God, there's only one other place that it talks about that and uses that particular word, Hebrew word, and it is in Job 6:1. Chapter 1, verse 6. And it says, Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. Now this word, sons of God, they are angels. But these angels are obviously in rebellion against God. So they're of the demonic realm. And there's other scripture.
We look at Jude, chapter 1. There's only one chapter in Jude. Verse 6 and 7. It says that, And the angels who did not keep their proper domain, but left their abode, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness for the judgment of the great day, as Sodom and Gomorrah, and the cities around them in a similar manner to these, having given themselves over to sexual immorality and gone after strange flesh, are set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
So these angels had obviously crossed even a line, so they're already kicked out of heaven with Satan, so they're part of the third of the angels that left heaven in rebellion against God. But they even went further, and they began taking wives of the sons of men, of just like regular people, and producing children. And why would they do that?
To defile the bloodlines, maybe?
Well, I'm going to say,
Go ahead.
and we can kind of see this as we work through the Bible, that Satan has always been after the seed line of Messiah, because he needs to stop him from coming. Because when Messiah comes, dies on the cross and sheds his blood for us, he redeems a people for himself. And Satan doesn't want any part of that. He hates God, and he hates God's creation, and he particularly hates people because they were made in the image of God.
Yes.
And so he wants to stop this Messiah. He has no idea when Messiah is coming, but he knows what family bloodline it's coming from. Well, I don't even know if he knows that. I can't say that for sure. Take that back. He knows that Jesus, Messiah, is going to come from a bloodline. So his best bet is to try to corrupt the DNA and bloodline of every human being. So
he doesn't know who it is.
Probably not. We don't have any evidence that he does.
We have no evidence that
at this point
he doesn't know who he is. If you read the word, you can see he goes after whoever he thinks may be, to try to prevent.
Right.
And
eventually he knows that it is it's the Jews.
Yes.
So he particularly likes to pay special attention to them. So that's coming in the future. Not there yet. So
we still have to get through Noah.
That's right. So we're getting way ahead of ourselves. So angels do have the ability to appear as men, and we can see this. That I didn't write down the verses for this, but he appeared to Abraham later in the Bible as men. He appeared to Lot as men.
Yes. So
there are examples in the Bible where he does appear as a man. Not he, but the angels. Angels can take on the appearance of men. So verse 3 of chapter 6, God began he turned on the clock. We're counting down 120 years. He said, yet his days shall be 120 years. Now, he's not talking about a lifespan of a human. He's saying, in 120 years, this show is over. We're going to start a new show. And this one's over.
And this show is over.
Yes. So in verse 4, it talks about...
the giants on the earth.
Yeah.
And in those days, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And they came to the daughters of men, and they were bore children to them. And that's what we were just talking about in Jude, how that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were sleeping with the humans. Yeah.
Yep. And they're called Nephilim.
Yeah.
And they're also known as the men of renown and all of
The
that.
men of old.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
At this point, verse 5 talks about the sin was out of control. And we have to remember that the only thing that was restraining mankind at this point was their own conscience. There was no written law. There was no societal law. There was no law from God yet. But God wrote his law on the heart of Noah and his family before him. So everything was out of control. There was great demonic activity and presence. Verse 6, God displayed, he said he was sorry. He was sorry that he had ever made man.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I think that his sorrow, and I think there's scripture to back this up. I think this even backs it up, that he was sorry, like he had grief. He was grieving.
That's exactly what my word says. He was grieved.
Yeah.
In his heart.
Yeah, about the progression of sin and what it had done to mankind. So, you have all this stuff happening. You have Nephilim, giant children being born, not because of their size, but you had angels intermarrying with women.
Yes.
You had all of this evil happening, and there were people that were perpetrating the evil, and there were people that were victims of the evil, and it was everywhere.
It was bad.
Yeah. Not a street was safe to walk down, I'm sure.
So the Lord said in verse 7, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping thing and birds, for I am sorry that I have made them. But
Noah found favor in the eyes of God, and it says that Noah was perfect in all his generations. In other words, his DNA was not corrupt. And if we look at the life of Noah, he's pretty incredible. We can find in Scripture recorded that 7 times God talked to Noah and told him what to do. And Noah didn't ask questions. He just grabbed a hammer or whatever was required and started doing it. So Noah found grace.
that is faith.
That's faith.
Yes.
Yeah,
You tell me and I just go, and I know you're taken care of.
that's right. Boat? What is that? I don't know. Let's go.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Wow. That is beautiful.
So that's it for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Y'all have a blessed week.
All right. Bye-bye.
If you want to know if it's real, then
Admit you're a sinner. Romans 3:10. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one.
and as it is written in Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.
Believe that Jesus is Lord. Romans 10:9-10.
Because if you confess with your mouth that the Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.
And call upon the name of the Lord. Romans 10:13. For whoever calls in the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you enjoyed this episode,
like, subscribe, and share.
you can contact us at
Contact itisreal@gmail.com.